You're gay. Hello and welcome back, Ravers. It is season 5, episode 16 of Gay Rave, and I am so happy that we're back. I am so sorry that we missed last week. It has obviously been absolutely chaotic. And if you're watching on YouTube, I am literally blonde right now, and it's only day 1 of living my blonde experience, so I know it looks kind of crazy. I'm kind of giving like grungy 90s skater, the guys who bullied those people in Hocus Pocus in the graveyard. I'm kind of giving those guys like a 90s bully, like a shaggy haircut right now, but we're going to make it work. Designers, make it work. So now I am blonde, and it took 6 hours, and I scream every time I see myself in the mirror, but we are so fucking back. Okay. So it's been 2 weeks. We have much to catch up on. Let's jump right into it. These last 2 weeks. So where I left you last, it was pre-Pride weekend. I did my second Pitch a Friend event at the Bush. The Bush, that's home territory. Listen, we got home court advantage. I'm turning up. The bartender, Christopher, serving me my shots, serving me my high noons. We're having a nice time. And it was really successful, as the night went on. Unfortunately, I saved the best for last. And by that point, I was too turned, as they say. And the last person happened to be this really hot person named Hope. Okay, who had these like gigantic boobs that were out. She's an OnlyFans model and also a puppeteer. An incredibly dynamic woman. Okay, there was making out, there was motorboating, and you know what? Hell yeah. And you know who was there? Susie Toot, the drag queen, and she was there in her twink boy drag. Okay, and that was really cute. And now Susie Toot follows me, and I'm like, what are you thinking about my blonde girl? Let's collab. I was like, Susie, do a move, and she's like, not for free. I said, okay, well, fine. And then, of course, I had to get on the mic and say a bunch of dumb shit because I was, say it with me, drunk. Right. Okay. And then had a nice little respite after that. Went to the Brooklyn Botanical Gardens little gay picnic. That was very cute. I was really trying to finally preserve my place in picnic culture to show like I'm a really great value add at a picnic. So I really brought like cheese crackers, I brought hummus, carrots, I brought cookies, I brought a drink for myself, I brought a water. Like I was really doing the most, trying to share with people, trying to show them, invite me to your next picnic. But what happened was I kind of set my blanket up, and then everyone sort of set theirs up in a spot that was too far to reach my stuff. So I really didn't end up giving a lot of value to other people. I mostly ate my own shit, but you know what? They saw what I was offering, and I do think I'm going to get invited to the next picnic. Okay. That is an insecurity of mine. Okay. After that, Mets Pride. I think they won. I don't fucking know. They had fireworks, it's Pride night, whatever. They ended it with fireworks and they played show tunes, which I thought was funny and cute. And I didn't dress to go to the Mets. Like, it's Pride Day Friday. I'm not dressing to go to a sports game. They always say dress for the event that you want to be at. So I dressed like a cowgirl. Okay. And my top broke because I was flashing too many times. There was a lot happening that night. But when we walked in, boom, Adam Lambert singing the national anthem. We knew the night was going to be off to a great start. Got a couple drinks, had some nice times, went to the bathroom, took some nips. We did our thing. And then finally, we went to the afters at Blazers, which was very, very cute. Nothing is close to each other. Rachel and myself, we took 3 trains to get to Blazers. And you know what? Worth every second. We got a beatbox that I did end up purging at the end of the night, and I have no regrets. Okay? Absolutely no regrets. Pride Saturday, Dyke March. My favorite event of the year. Sadly, I was leaving for London that evening, so I could only attend Dyke March for a period, but pregame went on and on. It was wonderful. My sister was there. All of our softball team was there. New friends were there. Shorties were there. Everyone was there at Gabby O'Hara's. And then we leave for Dyke March. Dyke March starts around like 5 o'clock-ish. My flight was at 10 p.m. at JFK. So I'm sort of like doing the math here. I'm doing the calculations. I'm doing the calculus in my mind. Like, when should I be leaving for the airport? Luckily, I packed beforehand. I know you're shocked. You're shocked. So my bags were packed. I just had to get home to grab them and then go to the airport. Of course, I'm at the bar at the pregame, like, oh, you guys, like, what time should I leave? I'm thinking 7, right? Leave Dyke March around 7, get home like 7:30, get in the Uber, get to JFK around like 8:15, and then get through security, just in time to start boarding at like 9. I feel like that sounds like a reasonable plan with some flexibility. So I told myself I'd leave at like 7 or 6:30, ish from Dyke March. And so I'm at the pregame and people are like, "Did you check in for your flight?" I was like, "Oh, good thinking." No, I didn't. So I go to check in and I can't because you need to take a picture of your passport. I don't have my passport with me at the bar. I didn't even bring my wallet. I was putting everything on my friend's cards. I'm like, y'all, I don't know what to tell you. I do not have a physical card with me. That would just be irresponsible in a way. All right. So can't check in. I do end up leaving Dyke March at an appropriate time, but it was quite hot, right? I'm sweating a lot. I wore this gorgeous blonde wig to try to prepare people for the blondification that was happening. All right. And so I am wearing this blonde wig, sweating my dick off under the wig, and just like bodily getting pretty drunk, like taking a knee for some aguardientes, like shotgunning a claw, doing the most, try to maximize my time. I'm only marching, quote unquote, for like an hour, really making the most of it though. My presence was known. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. And that way they can remember me. We can go out on a high. Okay. So I leave at like 6:45. I get the train to go home. It takes, a little longer than expected. I'm home around 7:30. I change my shirt and I put a hat on. Like I take my wig off. The wig comes in the suitcase though. I'm like, maybe I want to wear it. You never know. So the wig's coming with us. My hair soaking wet because it was on a wig. Put a hat on, change my shirt, keep the shorts on, but bring Lulu's in my bag. Okay. So I'm thinking, oh, it's really hot. I'll change when I get to the airport. So finally, get in the car. It's looking good. It's looking like I am going to have an 8:15-ish arrival. An 8:15 arrival, right? 8:15 arrival at JFK, which is fine with me. So I start checking in. I'm like checking in, I'm like doing my passport. And it asks me on the check-in, like what my visa number is. I'm like, my visa number? What's that? I'm Googling. It's like, you need a temporary visa in order to go to London. I said, oh, well, that's news to mama. So I do the little application while I'm in the car. I'm doing some Googling, like, how important is this? And they're like, it's very important. They're like, you need to see a desk agent. You actually can't check in without it. So I apply for it. I pay $30 and I'm waiting. I'm like, not amazing. So now my flight leaves in approximately, less than 2 hours, waiting for this visa. I'm on Reddit and I'm like, how long does it take? It said that usually the next day you'll get it. I'm like, I need it now. So I'm doing some Googling. I'm kind of hoping for the best. Luckily, I'm still a little tuned up in my mind. So I feel no stress. I'm feeling no stress. I'm already in the car. I'm on the way. If it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, it's not an option. Okay. I've got charm. I've got charisma. Finally get to the airport. And remember, I am with the luggage that the handle doesn't work. So I am once again carrying around my suitcase like an old timey business person by its side. Okay. So kind of drunk, hat, soccer jersey, shorts on that are soaking wet because I've been marching in them. And then my fucking suitcase handle like this. I look fucking nuts. Okay. So I go to the check-in desk. I'm like, hey, what's up? Long line. Only one person working at the desk. The second person appears to be on the phone. And not for personal reasons. They're on a business phone, but that's pissing me off. It makes it so there's one person, a lot of people in line, not loving these odds. Okay. And now it's like 8:30. It's after 8:30 now. I'm like, okay. Still waiting in line. Check my email. Boom. Visa comes through. Oh my God. Can you believe that luck? While I'm in line, I get this visa number. I said, oh, that's perfect. I finally get called up. They're like, do you have the visa? I said, yes, I do. I show them. They don't even barely look at it. They print me my ticket. Great. I am 40F. Wonderful. Okay. So I'm walking over to get in the security line to go TSA pre. Guess what? TSA pre shut down. It was like broaching 9 p.m. at this point. They're like, TSA pre is closing at 9. So you have to get in the regular line. The regular line? Do I look like a regular bitch? Absolutely not, especially not now. I look like the bully from Hocus Pocus. They would never let them go in the regular line. Okay. So I get in the regular line. Guess what? Long as fuck. Everyone's going somewhere. Everyone's going somewhere internationally. We got a soccer team. We got a basketball team. We got hella teams of children in this line. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Okay, so I'm waiting in this line. Remember, suitcase handle doesn't work, so I keep having to lift my suitcase every single step that I take. Everything's a nightmare. I'm trying to sort of come down. I'm like drinking my water, just trying to make it through, taking deep breaths. So finally, get there, and because we are all in the regular line, you're supposed to take your laptops and stuff out of your bag. Do I do that? No, because I'm like, you know what? I'm sure it'll be fine. This is like the same security machine. I'm sure like the machine will just know what this is. So I don't take my laptop out. Go through security. My bag gets taken, right? Gets taken for searching because what? Didn't take my laptop out. Right. So now I have the suitcase with no handle on my person and my backpack is being held. Oh, would you look at that? There's multiple bags waiting to be searched. Now I'm waiting. They get to mine. I said, didn't take my laptop out. He's like, oh, okay. So he takes my laptop out, takes my stuff out, puts it in a separate bin. He's like, you got to go through security again. I said, sir, no can do. He said, okay. So he just puts it back through and he's like, just grab these, put it together. So he puts them at the front of the line. They go through, everything's successful. I put my bags back together. Great. It is now 9:15-ish, maybe 9:20. And if you know one thing about JFK, you're a 10 to 15 minute walk from literally everything and everywhere. You want to know why? Because it's big as fuck there. All right. So I have to go through all the fucking perfume aisles. I have to go through all the alcohol and the perfume and all the things that they need me to see. And I'm like, I can't do this right now. I am approaching the gate. I see they're only boarding like zone 6 or zone 7. I'm like, oh, fine. I'm zone 8. You know my ass is the last zone on this bitch. So I see a pizza spot. I get a pizza. All right. I go up to the pizza place. I'm like, I'll take your least crusty pizza. All right. Thank you. And then while I was waiting for that, I'm like, kind of have to pee. So I leave all of my belongings at the pizza place. My backpack with all of my items, passport, laptops, everything there, wallet, and my suitcase with the handle that doesn't work. Remember, I leave it there and I said, can you guys just watch this while I go pee? It's across the hall. So I go pee, leaving all my belongings on the customer side of this pizza shop because no, I didn't ask them to put it behind the counter. Why would I do that? Very trusting woman. Okay. Leave the bathroom, come back. Everything's still there. Pizza's ready. All right. I got for some reason, a meatball jalapeno pizza. Okay, the middest of mid, as one could imagine, at the JFK airport at 10 p.m. So I get onto the plane, fine. They have to check my bag, fine. Handle's up now because the person who put the luggage tag on lifted the handle. I said, oh, great, even better. So I have to get rid of my bags, get on the plane. Great, I'm finally in my seat, starting the pizza. The jalapenos burning my fucking mouth off. Remember, I brought the Lulus to change into. Did I change? No. So now I'm flying in shorts. I've never flown in shorts before. You want to know why? Because why are my thighs touching this chair? And not for nothing, I've been wearing these shorts since probably noon. Okay? On a hot as fuck day, muggiest day in New York, the smells that are coming out of my lower half, the shorts and the underwear that I was wearing, I mean, we're talking swamp ass, we're talking rain, we're talking the planes, the trains, the oceans that these things have seen. Are you kidding me? The way that I was stinking was absolutely insane. I thought we were going to have to make a water landing. The smells that were emitting from my body, I was amazed we even made it there. Okay. Flying in shorts was one of the lowest periods, I think, of my life. Okay. But nonetheless, I meet the girl next to me. She's adorable. Okay, she's from the UK. She actually just did a year working at Disney and she was flying with her little mom who came to take her home. Her dad was going to pick them up. She has siblings. She was like the sweetest girl and she was just talking to me about her life. And she's like, I gave myself this 1 year to see if I really liked it. And now I have to lock in and get a real girl job. I'm like, well, what do you want to do? She's like 25 years old. She's like, I don't know. I don't have like skills. I'm like, girl, I don't have skills either. Life is hard sometimes. She was just the sweetest young person and we chatted and she had some of my pizza and she made me feel so normal. And I asked her if I smelled and she said no. And she lied and I really appreciate that about her. Okay. So finally, I mean, I sleep for most of the time. I don't even open my fucking backpack. I don't even open the little TV. I don't even want to know what's on it. So just shut my eyes, basically breaking my neck. Because what do? Do I bring a pillow? Do I bring anything to give myself any peace and comfort? Absolutely not. They give you a little pillow, they give you a little pillow thing. But nonetheless, I decide to like sort of stack my spine, okay, and just sit like in a chair position and just try not to move my body. And that is the position I slept in, so I didn't fuck up my neck. But I did look absolutely psychotic. I looked mummified in a chair position. And that is just something that I had to do to traumatize everyone around me. Okay. So finally arrive. It's like fucking 11 a.m. London time at this point. Remember, 5-hour time difference. I get there and then we have to go through customs, which takes -1 second. Kelsey, who lives in London, Raver Kelsey, is like, okay, meet me in Paddington. Paddington's a real place. Can you fucking believe that? So I have to find my way to the Heathrow Express, get a ticket, get there, still in my shorts, still in my hat, still my fuck ass outfit that I flew in, still have not changed. I finally make my way to Paddington. So happy to see another person. Never looked uglier in my life. I literally, oh my God, I stunk like shit. I looked so hideous. It was wild. It was insane. Finally get to Kelsey's place and truly I still had the pasties on from the march the day before, like peeling off the pasties, peeling off my clothes, finally get a shower in me. Bad Bunny is taking place like 5 hours later. Get to really lock in. And shout out to Kelsey for the acceptance of downtime. I feel like one thing that we did really well in my 3 days in London was downtime. But, she made sick dinner reservations. We got Mediterranean, we got Indian, we saw Notting Hill, we saw Big Ben. It was so cute. My first time in London. The weather was absolutely spectacular. Bad Bunny's vibes were amazing. Also, seeing Titi Mi Pregunto in real life was euphoric. And I thought the tickets were kind of a scam because I got them on this app via GoGo, but they ended up being real. When they scanned, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Kelsey was like, you seem really relieved. I didn't think that you were actually serious. I was like, no, I was serious. I was really genuinely worried that these were a scam. But luckily, they were not. Okay. Our guest at Bad Bunny, I will say, was the guy from the Gorillaz. Okay. And they did a Gorillaz song. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. But you know what? He was just in France. And you know who his guest was there? J Balvin. Where was J Balvin before? The fuck? Okay. Fine. Here nor there. It was still a spectacular experience. Fireworks went off at the end. He ended with Ayo and DTMF, obviously crying. He's crying. I'm crying. I'm like, girl, why are you crying? I know why I'm crying. Just spectacular. So glad that I went. So glad that I finally got to see Bad Bunny. The casita, everyone was sexy. Just like seeing all the different flags represented, all the different cultures. It was like fucking, I've heard like 40,000 people. Insane in Tottenham. Fucking ridiculous. Okay. So had a great time on the rest of the trip. That was amazing. That flight there was like probably 6 hours, maybe like less than 6 hours. The jet stream, as they say. But on the way home, that bitch was like 8 hours. My flight was at like 12:50 p.m. Europe time, and I arrived home at like 3:50 p.m. Eastern time. That fucked my mind up so bad. I get home from JFK, it's like 6 p.m. I'm like, girl, what am I doing with my life? What is going on a Wednesday, nonetheless? But luckily, the holiday weekend was coming and an epic heat wave. So get home on the Wednesday. I'm already out by Thursday. Shout out to Jen from softball. Happy birthday to you, Jen. Got to go out. We saw some friends, got to tell them about London. And we ended up at Hens that night. Thursday before a holiday weekend, they were just letting anybody into that bitch. It was a grenade explosion. It was insane. I have never seen a collection of more dust in my life. You know what? No cover, just letting anyone in. Thursday night before a holiday, they're like, you know what? You want to come in? Come on in. Okay. Vibes were crazy, but music was kind of good. I'm not even going to throw shade at that. Okay. Went to the beach on Friday with Raver Rachel and her friends from Louisiana. That was so great. My first beach trip. But honestly, these bitches had me scared because the Rockaway's been shut down for having sharks in it recently. I am not going through all this just to get killed by a shark. You know what I'm saying? At a New York beach, if I'm going to get killed by a shark, I better be in like fucking Fiji. I better be in gorgeous waters enjoying having the time of my life as my last moments. I better not be fighting for my life on 120 degrees sand surrounded by people and every square inch of the beach around me. That's all I'm saying. Okay. But this heat wave, bitch, has me on my last legs. Like these 100+ degree days, insane. These SSRI sweats that I have are not for the weak, which is ironic because I'm only taking them because I don't have enough serotonin to function successfully already. I either need to get off them so that I stop sweating from my head or up my dose because these are testing whatever mental fortitude I have left. Okay. And you know what? I know that I got bangs and now I went blonde. And people are like, oh my God, this is a crisis. I'm like, I would never do this in a crisis. I am more like if I'm going through a crisis, I'm like emotional, crying, sad. This is actually means I have mental strength and fortitude. I would never do this if I did not have the mental strength to tolerate bad hair. You know what I'm saying? Like a person who is mentally unwell might do this, like a normal person, but not me. I would only do this if I had an untouchable ego. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm sort of pulling the Uno reverse on the world right now. Just simmer on that for a second. Okay? Simmer on that. And 4th of July I just took off to myself. I stayed in the house almost all day, caught up on Love Island. So finally, I'm back. We can talk about it. I am finally up to date. Not as of tonight, so no fucking spoilers. Thrilled about it, though. Absolutely thrilled. Got my blonde done. Like I said, took 6 hours. Bought a Mexico jersey just in time for them to lose to England yesterday in the World Cup. And I bought a Knicks jersey just for the cause. Okay? Now, shall we move on to actual current events now that we're done with my fucking life? Okay, Beyonce dropped a new song, her first in a while. All right, since Cowboy Carter, I think. It's called Morning Dew, in parentheticals, Donk. I'm like, okay, girl, wetness anthem release. Who is this for? I don't really know, but girl, I am living. I did like it. Beyonce, new music. Maybe she's kind of getting us started, giving us revved up for some new era of hers. I would personally love that. But was I surprised to see that she was giving us wetness discourse in the year of our Lord 2026? Yes. Especially because the last time I heard her talking this nasty, it was like Beyonce's self-titled drop. Okay? That was Angel. That was Drunken Love. Surfboard. She was giving us everything. All right. Rocket. That's what I was going for. All right. So Beyonce, shout out. Gay people everywhere. Lock in. All right. Next current event, Patti LuPone. Patti LuPone was performing on a gay cruise. There's this gay cruise line, the Atlantis Cruise, for LGBTQ plus people, okay? Patti LuPone was the talent on this cruise, and they were not allowed to enter Turkey because Turkey said that the cruise's patrons didn't align with the country's morals. Can you fucking believe this? But it did result in the most iconic post by Patti LuPone, okay? So essentially, Turkey blocked this gay cruise from docking in the country last week. I think it was like last Thursday, because they said it would violate the region's moral values. Okay. And of course, Patti, devastated. Patti, in a fit of rage, posted this to Instagram. A text post. I am shocked. The Atlantis cruise I am performing on next week has been banned from entering Turkey. A ship, a magnificent ship full of gay men, and me, denied entry to Turkey simply because of who is on board. I am furious, but I am sailing, as the ship will make other ports of call. I am ready to perform for all the wonderful men on this Atlantis cruise who deserve so much better than this. Solidarity, Patti. You know what? It's not June anymore, but you are so here for it, bitch. And you know what? Turkish authorities literally posted... They posted a statement that said that the cruise docking had sparked significant public concern as it had been planned by groups known for behaviors that do not align with the structure of our society and our moral values. Authorities claim that the cruise had been canceled, adding that there is absolutely no possibility of the group in question visiting our province for any event of this nature. Not nice. Not good. So this cruise was going from Greece and was scheduled to stop in Istanbul, but then they just went to other parts of Greece, it seems. Okay. And homosexuality is legal in Turkey, by the way, but they have this new authoritarian president, unfortunately, who is targeting the LGBTQ community, saying that they are to blame for the country's low birth rate. To which I say, bruh. That is fucking crazy. It says also that the cruise has docked in Istanbul 13 times over the past 25 years. This is the first time in the company's 36 years of operation that they have been blocked from entering a country for being LGBTQ. Kind of crazy, you guys, but not on Patti's watch. That woman has pull. You know what? And she is a real hag and a positive hag. Good for you, Patti. And I hope you sing your little heart out for those gay boys. You know what? Who needs Turkey anyway? I don't really get the gag of like, if you're going on a cruise, you're kind of, is Istanbul kind of like a popping place to be? I guess I just like haven't really like known the Istanbul lore. Like, is that really a good destination? Like, just turn it around, do more days in Greece. I don't know. You saw Lindsay Lohan was doing in Mykonos. I feel like that's kind of the place to be. This could be a blessing in disguise, a silver lining, as they say. Okay, so shout out Patty. Next current event, I just have to mention Taylor Swift's wedding to Travis Kelce at Madison Square Garden. Okay, I don't want to talk a lot about it, and I'm not going to say much other than, are you fucking kidding me? A billionaire having a wedding at Madison Square Garden during a historic heat wave where the Bronx and Harlem partially have no power. Can we just give it a read the room? Say it with me. Read the room. Okay. Like, thanks for donating $26 million. I hope everyone loved their Cartier watches that you gave out as gifts for people attending. You know who doesn't give a fuck about having a Cartier watch? Rich people. The attendees. These people already have Cartier watches. I don't get it. Okay. And the invite being an NDA is fucking wild to me. I don't know. The fact that they kept it so tight, like, honestly, I get it, like, why they did it in arena, because you can't have, like, helicopters flying overhead. But why did it have to be this one? It just does feel kind of gaggy. The fact that, like, it does feel very performing art. I am not standing with the Gaylors saying that all of this is fake. I am not standing with you. I am not claiming them. I'm just saying that this is very performance art. Okay. Which leads me to our first rave review. Being that it is July and that we can't be gay anymore, I'm going to highlight some straight women who have done some funny things that I appreciate. First is going to be Lena Dunham. A blessing. I am about halfway through her book, by the way. Alina let me borrow. Thank you. And I did finally read it on my flight home. Even in 8 hours, I only made it halfway through because I had to take stops to watch movies. All right. I did my best. So there's a rumor online of all the rumors about this wedding, right? Like, Adam Sandler was officiating. There were musical performances. There was a castle. There's the Cartier watches, all these things. One of the rumors is that Lena Dunham made a joke, an off-color reference to football during the occasion. Okay, she made a speech, and in that speech she said, American football is just straight guys reenacting gay porn. And apparently that joke silenced the room. And to that I say, queen shit, bitch. Lena Dunham saying in front of several football teams worth of people, I'm sure, coaches, legends, current MVPs, incredible football players, Hall of Famers. Travis Kelce is like, wasn't he like one of the best receivers of all time? I don't fucking know. You tell me. And there was rumors that he was retiring, but then I just got one of those like mentions on Twitter like, oh, he's back. Like, sir, stop making yourself busy. Go do something. All right. So the thought that Lena Dunham would make the American football is just gay porn joke to that audience makes her iconic. That bitch can do no wrong in my eyes. And yes, she is annoying, but I love her writing style. I also love all of the things that she's ever really done. And reading her book, I'm growing a lot of empathy and love for her. And the thought that she said that joke, I said, yes, Lena, you are the one. All right, you are the one. Another funny thing that a straight woman did recently was Millie Bobby Brown. Millie Bobby Brown is promoting the 3rd season of her show Enola Holmes, which is like Sherlock Holmes' little sister. I don't know. I watched season 1. But they were in an interview, her and her co-star, and they were like, what do you think you were in a past life? And she goes, oh my God, I'm so glad you asked. Like, her face lit up. She's like, I know actually exactly who I was. She said she has this birthmark on her lower back at the bottom of her spine. And for that, she says that, birthmarks are often how you died in a past life. And she said, well, I have this birthmark at the bottom of my spine. And so therefore, I believe that I died by sword in a past life. Okay. She did say this. I think that this birthmark, my lower back, symbolizes dying by sword, since in the olden times they used to, in war, they would take prisoners of war or something like this, allegedly. They would put a sword up through their lower back, through their spine, to paralyze them, so that way they would die a slow and painful death. Okay. And so she believes that the birthmark is where the sword entered, and therefore she must have been a soldier in a past life, and therefore definitely a man, hopefully a closeted gay man. So Millie Bobby Brown believes she was a sword-slain closeted gay soldier in a past life. And to that I say, I love women who just say shit. It really is amazing. You know what? Have a perspective, live with it. I am loving it. Okay. Thank you, Millie Bobby Brown. It makes you think. I'm going to start looking at my own birthmarks and saying, I wonder how I died. I really am not doing enough to creatively explore my body in that way. I am not doing enough delusional body exploration. And I think that's the lesson I'm learning from this. Okay. Moving into grave reviews. I need to talk about things I'm worried about. Okay. Because we were talking about this a little bit in London. And I was like, we need to really lock in on some of these things. Like, I know that these like heat waves, like the hottest days ever recorded, are happening as we speak. And I'm sort of like, yeah, global warming, very much a concern. We are not concerned enough about this. And then I started listing off, sort of like rattling off things I'm worried about. And one of them is definitely the big wave that's going to take out Seattle. Okay. For years, over 10 years now, we've been hearing about there is this like Cascadia subduction zone that if it shifts or ruptures, will send a 100-foot wave, a tsunami that essentially clears the Seattle coast. Okay. And the reason why I'm afraid of this is because it is overdue. This plate, this zone has shifted every like 200 years for the past 2,000 years, let's call it. Okay. And it is 50 years overdue to happen. All right. Has not happened in over 250 years. And therefore, it is overdue. So, yeah, am I worried that the wave that is overdue to take out Seattle is going to happen in modern times and it's going to devastate us? Yes. I don't think you're worried enough about that. Okay. So, that's something I'm worried about. Tectonic plates in general, something I'm worried about. Let me go down the list. Monsoons, worried about that. Tsunamis for sure. Sharks for sure. Random stabbings, that was a big deal for a while here. Definitely worried about that. Breaking and entering. Like, I am always planning for an escape, and I can't tell if it's due to paranoia or preparation or trauma. Like in London, Kelsey was like, is that normal? And I was like, girl, I don't know. It's just kind of what we're working with. Okay. So breaking and entering, I feel like it's because I've lived alone for like 10 years, and I always have to know if somebody is attempting to break in, like, what is my plan? And in my last apartment, it's a pro tip for all my people out there, okay? If you have an apartment that has a chain on it, like a chain lock, okay, you can only set the chain from the inside if you are inside. So if someone's breaking and entering and they're like, finicking with your door, in my mind, I'm going to approach the door. Okay, say it's the middle of the night. And at night, of course, you lock the door and you do the little chain. Okay, but if I hear someone's attempting to break and enter, what am I going to do? I'm going to undo the chain. Here's what I think I'm going to do in this instance, in my last apartment. I am going to turn off all the lights. Okay, I am going to undo the chain, but in a way that they don't know I'm standing behind the door, like in a very sly, in a very quiet way. Okay, I'm going to undo the chain. And then I'm going to take my phone and my keys and my wallet and all that stuff, and I'm going to go to a hidden place like outside my window. I didn't have an actual escape in my last apartment. There was just a little like fake balcony, but it could house me laying down where they couldn't see me. So I turn all the lights off and take my items, right? Because if the chain is on, like if they pick the lock and they get in, they see the chain, you know someone's inside. You don't want them to know that you're there. Okay, so you got to undo the chain. The other thing is phone, keys, wallet. Those things would be gone if you're gone. So that's why you take those with you in a breaking and entry situation. If your keys are there, if your wallet's there, if your phone is on the charger, that means you are in that place. Okay? Think about that. It's like when the pirates entered Elizabeth's house in Pirates 1. Okay? They knew that she was there. The fire was going. There were candles that were lit. The little part of the rug was flipped up. They knew that she was home. All right? And so this is why we don't make mistakes. So yeah, I have thought about all those things, and I always have a game plan, and you need to be thinking about that too. And if you weren't before, maybe now I've given you something enlightening. All right. So yeah, those are the things I'm worried about. But most of all, the 100-foot wave that's going to take out Seattle. Tell your friends. All right. Link in show notes. Moving into Can I Say Something? What is the subscription that pissed you off the most? Nothing is upsetting me more now that the enshittification of everything is a subscription model, and I'm fucking over it. Do you remember before subscriptions? Do you remember when YouTube used to not have ads and you used to just be able to watch videos when you wanted to watch them without watching ads and without paying for it? absolutely amazing. Everything is great at first, and then boom, horrible. Remember when your computer just like came with Word and PowerPoint and those things? Remember that? That was great. When your phone used to come with enough storage that you could actually use it. Remember that? Yes, those were the days. And you know what? I started thinking about this and I'm like, you know what? Subscription models are actually, hopefully, we are going to start going the other direction. We have actually, the pendulum is so far swung. Every single thing is a subscription service. Your toothbrush, your deodorant, every single thing. Okay. And the one that pisses me off the most, I want to say, is Nintendo. Okay. Nintendo was charging me $4 a month for me to go see my friends on Animal Crossing. During a global pandemic, I just wanted to go see Ginger's Island and see what she built. $4 a month. Really? Really? That shit pissed me off. And you know what else? Microsoft 365. What am I even paying for? The storage. In general, storage being a subscription is so fucking annoying. Like, I didn't choose to do all this. Now I have to pay $5 a month or 10 or 20, whatever I do, just to house all my shit, and will literally continue to do so forever. Awesome. Okay. But I was looking at this article and they said that Microsoft 365 is actually the most annoying subscription, followed by Adobe and HelloFresh. Okay. I'm so pissed off that I got an email to renew my TSA pre-check and I was pissed. And then I remembered this is like actually normal. Okay. Like, that's not a subscription that I'm pissed about. Like, every 5 years, I feel like that's kind of reasonable. Okay. But Kelsey's was the Ford like truck app. Like, she has a truck, and in order to utilize like the hands-free unlocking, you have to pay for a subscription to the Ford app in order to unlock your car from your phone. You have the car. You bought the car. You paid like $75,000 for this car, and the car has the technology to do it, but they make you pay $8 a month for an app to unlock your fucking car. That shit makes me want to walk into the ocean. I don't see how it could not. Okay. So I want to hear from you. What is a subscription that sent you over the edge? Okay. I don't pay for a lot of subscriptions, but the ones I do, upsetting. Most of all, it's fucking storage. It's storage on my phone. It's the Google photo storage, and it's Microsoft 365. What am I doing? What are we doing here? Okay. So what is the subscription that pissed you off the most? Tell me in the chat. Okay. I'm sorry for this week is my mother. When I went to London around that time, she was also in Europe. Okay. She went to like France, etc. She went to multiple locations, and she sent me a photo, a couple of beautiful photos, looked gorgeous. Okay. But she also sent me a photo of her standing outside the Anne Frank house. And my mother, being the person that she is, trying to consider where she is, she's not smiling big in this photo. The other photos, she's at the Eiffel Tower, smiling, have a nice time. In front of the Anne Frank house, she's sort of doing a soft smile. Appropriate. When you're posing in front of the Anne Frank house, do you smile? I think, like, I am sorry, like, I do think you kind of, the soft smile is actually the way to go. Like, do you frown? Do you stand there stoically? Do you not pose? Do you not get in that photo? I don't know. I feel like this is a socially questionable thing. When someone posts on Instagram or whatever about like the death of a pet or a family member, do you like it? I want you to know that if I'm liking something sad, that means I'm sending you love. Like, when I'm sending the heart, in the sense of the heart, I'm sending you love. I am not happy that you're sad or that something horrific happened. Okay. Like, when you want to take a photo of a horrific memorial site, do you get in it? And so I am sorry to all the people who have ever posted that someone in their family or something horrible has happened. There's a diagnosis. Somebody died. Somebody is sick. Something terrible happened. Your house was devastated. Any of those things. If I sent it a like, I am sorry if you think that I was sending you the wrong message. I want you to know that that like is just love coming from the heart. Okay, maybe I'll send a comment next time. I just think that we are so cooked. And I am sorry to my mother for sharing this, but your little soft smile in front of the Anne Frank house really sent me down a path. Okay. So I am sorry to all the people who have ever posted something sad. And I do hope that you know that those likes are love and support. Songs of the week, we have 2 weeks to make up for and many earworms to let you know about. Songs of the week, Slut Pop Reprise by Kim Petras on Slut Pop Miami. Fucking amazing song. Okay. Coming back to it, coming full circle, amazing song. River Deep Mountain High by the Glee cast. That's more of a recent one. That's been on repeat for me. Silver Jubilee by Audrey Hobart. Keys Be Nights by Streetlight Manifesto, Lost by Frank Ocean, and finally, last but not least, Melissa, I'm Drunken Outside. Okay, so listen to all of those. They are on the playlist Songs of the Week. I have it on Spotify, and you can link it from my link in bio. These are bangers, by the way. I'm giving you these bangers for free. Okay. And I'm asking you, what should I make my next personality? Should I have it be being blonde or pickleball or getting into coconut water? I am deciding between those three things, and I'm going to let you know which one should I make my next personality. Coconut water, being blonde, pickleball. Okay. And that is all for this week. Only 2 more episodes left in the season. Next week, I will be doing this with Virginia and Ginge from Block Island. And then we have our final episode back home. All right. So much to talk about. Thank you for listening. You are absolutely incredible. I will see you again soon. Until next time, this has been Gay Rave. I am the Gabby L, and the L is for Say It With Me. Love you. Bye.
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.